Hello folks, well we are going to do a bit of a change of things here. We've still got some customer repairs to do. It's Sunday. I'm just going to do something for me. I can see the camera it's in the wrong position. There we go. So I've got a realistic TRC1005, and this is a set I've owned personally from new. So it's 1982, 1983. So I'm going to check this over, then we're going to sell it. So I've got to the stage in life as I head towards retirement that we're going to be selling off all duplicate CB radios and all new multi-norm radios, the ones we bought for demonstration, and we'll probably be selling off all the CPT radios. So it's just going to be, I'm going to be hanging on to the 2781 radios, but not duplicates. And I don't go, I'm not one of those, it's not like a collection. It's been our business model, so we can, with sets with no service manuals, we can do voltage checks and all that kind of stuff. I want to discuss Cobra 29 in another video. Somebody asked me something, and if I can find our sample, we can help him on that. So that's another thing. I want to discuss my dinner with you. Yesterday I dropped back those realistic 1001 handhelds to our trade customer in Sheffield, and I said to him in the email, did you know anywhere where I could buy tomato sausages? When I lived in Yorkshire, I was at school with James May, as in the person who co-presents Top Gear. I don't have a television, not had one for 25 years, so I don't see his antics, but nevertheless you know who I'm talking about. I lent him an electronics magazine in 1976 and he never gave it me back. But there you go, that was James May, and he was learning the piano from the same teacher who was teaching me the piano to get onto the organ, and James was trying to get onto the harpsichord. So, all that aside, and I went to his birthday party and he came to mine. So these were very expensive, they're $139.99, and I was just sidetracking again because I'm trying to tell you about my dinner. So I went to drop these radios off yesterday, and matey in Sheffield had very, very kindly bought me some sausages, and I really, really appreciate it, from a butcher's, not from the supermarket. They are hard to come by in supermarkets, but I mean, I did used to buy them at Morrison's in that area. I did used to buy them at Asda in that area, but you come to somewhere like Lincolnshire, they don't know what you're talking about. So at this point, we're going to insert a bit of video of my dinner. And so here's dinner today, with mashed potatoes and garden peas and fried onions and a couple of Yorkshire puddings and the tomato sausages. I could do gravy, but I think we'll have the tomato sausages with their full flavour. It's a long time since I've had them. So thank you to my trade customer in Sheffield. And now when you've seen my dinner and the tomato sausages, we will carry on with this radio. So these are all working sets, they've all been serviced. I last serviced this one, I think it was 2016, so we just need to make sure it's on frequency and that kind of stuff. We're also going to take the rod antenna out, and we're going to do a proper test of the sensitivity, which we don't normally and never have done until we've done Matey's realistic 1001s, where we had to take the rod aerial out. It just seems, if I'm selling these on, I want to know that these are absolutely spot on. And when we do sell these on, they may have carry cases, they are likely to have extension microphones, some could even have boxes, but he's trying to match the serial numbers up with the right box. You look at the service stickers on this. 94, 95, 95, 02, and I know 16 as well. I've had 14 miles on this, and it's even got some of the flaps in place which go brittle and break. Have I gone and put, is that sticker over the, that sticker is covering the strudel. No wonder I can't open it up. So these are crystal filtered as standard. These in the 1001 are virtually the same chassis. There's nothing else anywhere near. As long as you like 1.5 metre telescopic aerials, as long as you don't break that telescopic aerial, which is irreplaceable. We've got all 10 elements on here, absolutely straight as what's it, because I can manage not to break telescopic aerials. Right, we will unsolder the thing. I've got my eye on the time, I've got a church service shortly. And when I say I bought this new, I paid £139.99 for it in 1983. It wasn't some cheapo return. This is our Unit B, so I'm only going to return Unit A, retain Unit A. I don't know whether I said this. I'm not going to choose. You know, supposing I've got 3 Midland 3001s, I'll be selling 2 of them, but I won't be picking the best for me. I don't work like that. They're just going to be random. Whatever surplus is going. Right. So we want the Motorola adapter. I'll tell you what, we're going to take the back off and we'll take out that rod antenna. I will check for dry joints because it's not just sets that have been used by people who leave them out in the damp, you know. So things like that now I can see there's some corrosion on that spring, and I'll deal with that with the fiberglass brush. I will get that dealt with. I don't normally check sets on batteries, but I'll be checking this one. So we'll withdraw the rod antenna. And I'll just check for dry joints if I can just find the more powerful glasses. I'm not taking screen plates off and things like that. It's not like it's faulty, but I just know the pitfalls, the potential pitfalls. That's not one of the normal ones, but I can see it's not as it should be. Some of these have been done when I've serviced it before. We actually lent these out to Mercy missions in Bosnia, believe it or not, in the 90s. So they're well travelled. Lent about 10 of them out. We haven't got 10 of these, but we've probably got 6001s and 6005s. So we'll see what happens when we power it up. It should be spot on. So it's not supposed to be faulty. All these dry joints have been, I can see they've been soldered up in the all these potential dry joints. Right, so we'll get the power lead. Does that one fit? It might do. These are negative polarity inner, which is naughty. I'll just check whether I'm telling you the truth there. I've only been doing these for 40 years, so. No, it's positive, Anna. Alright. Well, just humour me and I'll go away. So we need to be at 12 volts. I'm going to run it at 12.5, which is the maximum. They're not 13.8. Power it up. Power supply on. We're on 37. Bat doesn't mean the battery's flat. It's showing the battery meter. So in receive it shows bat meter, and in transmit it shows relative RF. So I'll just plug the aerial in through the Motorola adapter. And when I go into transmit, it says RF out. It was 2 bars. If we put it to high power, it could probably show more bars. So it's a relative RF meter. It is not a signal meter at any point, and nor is the realistic 1001. Now this display has other things in it. These can come up with VHS, SVHS, LP, all kinds of things, because it's a display made for lots of different purposes. So when they're malfunctioning, it can be quite amusing to see this come up record or something like that, which is always good for a laugh. So I'm going to just see what we're doing on transmit. I'm on the 3 watt scale, and I'm also trying to look for a couple of Midland 78s. We've got a brand new one. We've got the one that used to be in Mr. Chippy's car. We've got the one which used to be in the test car. We're going to shed all those. The one that used to be in Mr. Chippy's car, the previous Almira, is one of the amber display Midland 78s, which I think is a better set than the blue one. But that's me. We're going to shed all the President sets because I don't like them. Because I have slight colour blindness, I print the hymns which I'm playing the organ for. It helps me if it's on yellow paper or amber paper even, and when I printed that off, the printer got the wrong paper in, so that's why that's that colour. So don't give me a job as a painter and decorator. Oh, where's the pen gone? It's there. So I used to be G6ZSB before I was G0OJF. Put my call sign on the Dymo label. That can stay on. Somebody else can peel it off if they want to. So it's our set. 1005/B 476471 1983. Okay, picture in picture on. Let's see what power it's doing. These are 3.5 watt radios. And ours is doing 2.9 right now. Had this on a windowsill in Sheffield, and I talked to Mr. Chippy from this with the extension mic. He was mobile in just coming out of dear. If you watch Danny on Rate My Takeaway on YouTube, Barnsley, yes, he's from Barnsley. He'd bought something in Barnsley and he was just on his way out. He was mobile. I was 14 miles away in Sheffield. Yeah, it was a high up location, but I was in a house and this was on this windowsill. I talked to him for 14 miles. And the next week I was there, I took one of the 1001s, and I just got this, of course, the same range because it's the same set anyway. Let's look at. Oh, I'm on channel 37. Let's try again. So it's 2.8 watts on channel 40. It is 3 watts on channel 1. And it is 2.95 watts on channel 20. Low power is 300 milliwatts, and so we're going to be shedding about 5 of these. We're going to be shedding about 5 of the 1001s. We're going to be shedding about 5 1002s, which are those 2-channel chunky handhelds. They still give about 6 mile range at 1.5 watts ERP, I mean, nobody's in the right mind's going to buy a crystal control set. They came with a single channel, and you bought another set of crystals for the second channel. We've got 3 brand new in boxes. $59.99 I paid for each one. I'm not going to get that back, am I? What was $59.99 in 1983? Worth a lot more than it is now in 2024. Current consumption is 715 milliamps, and our transmit frequency. Oh, come on, camera 2. There we go. Thank you. Is 2779140. 2779140 is slightly high. Deviation for what it's worth on this test set. Wallow. It says 1.5 on this test set. Yes, so that'll have been set right in the past. We'll check it on the other test set. So on receive, back to what we talked about on transmit, we're getting 4 bars on the battery. This all means nothing because it's not adjustable. It doesn't have one of those. It has a meter lamp that works. Switches work, potentiometers work, the sockets work. PA function doesn't have. Mic works. We haven't tried the speaker. It's not a faulty set. Let's put this into the signal generator. That'll do. Oh, we need to put a speaker in, don't we? So into the earphone socket in the top, we'll put the cyanide meter. Show that on the screen. And we're still showing the frequency counter. So let's see where we are. So for 12 dB, better hold on to the set because it's got these range boost side panel arrangement. Except they're not screwed to anything at the moment because I've unscrewed them. So at the moment, for 12 dB, we're doing 1.8 microvolts. For 20 dB, we're doing 6.2 microvolts. And for 10 dB, we're doing 1.3 microvolts. Squelch isn't adjustable other than on the set. So full squelch is 1.8 microvolts. and sensitivity of squelch. Is 0.6 microvolts. Okay, so that's gone through the initial findings. So I'll run through the transmitter first. I've probably then got to disappear off and play for a harvest festival at Welby Church. So that's the power preset. So first of all, make sure that's at full. And then with the blue twagger, no, the white twagger, so now 3.2 watts. I don't think we've ever messed with the power on this before. See if we can get rid of this bit of paint, which is there to stop it wandering around in shipment. Don't know whether they've been done. I doubt it. I doubt any of them will move. Now I'll have to ease those off. Nope. So hours later, done my second church service, I ended up breaking this coil and I've had to replace it from a scrap chassis. So I must find a chemical which is going to dissolve this paint if we're going to start doing a few of these. So where are we now? Oh my goodness. We're at... Oh, I'll start again. 3.5 watts. But that's not in the right position. Okay, so there was our peak. So they want you to adjust that one first. And then we'll go through these. So after we've done all this, if we had 14 miles on it before, we'll probably get 14.1 now. .8. So what I've done, you can see I've peaked that. So we do now have 3.8, but it's supposed to be a 3.5 watt radio. So we need to turn it down on this preset. So at the moment it's 873 milliamps. If I turn it to 3.5 exactly, it's 862 milliamps. So there we go. Right, let's have a look at the other channels. That dirty thingy. 3.5 watts on channel 40. 3.6 watts on channel 1. So that's a nice balance. And as said, it was, I'll just go back to channel 40, channel 20 I mean. Current consumption 862 milliamps. And now on low power, the radio is doing 300 milliamps, 300 milliwatts, just the same. Right, we'll do the deviation now. So we're just going to the test set behind me because I don't trust the deviation meter on this one. So it should be right because it's been serviced before and it's been owned by me from new. So I'll just pick it up and do the... Or shall we do we'll do the external mic, may as well. I think we've got the original realistic mics you could buy as an option in the loft if the mice haven't eaten them. Wallow, wallow. It's actually too loud. Is that moving? Going the wrong way now, aren't I? Wallow, wallow. It's there. Just look at it on the internal mic. Wallow, wallow, wallow. Yep, it's there. Good. Right, look at the receiver. I've got this subboard to take out and just check for dry joints because we've obviously got a connection issue with that. It's not a display issue. It's going to be a dry joint. Right, receive. Oh no, I'll tell you what. We'll take this out. Now this is the difficult bit because we want to set the frequency on this. We're going to take this board out. But at least it should stay on the channel I left it on. Because once I take these screws out, I won't be able to see the display anymore. It's not easy, but with not having the back on properly. It's just like with the 1001, but we can get to it easy. The crystal trimmer's here. So switch the radio back on. We'll look at the frequency counter. So just slightly high. These are nice quality presets. We'll leave it at that. I want to get the fiberglass brush on these contacts before we put it back together, because they're only tin plated. Right, let's do the receiver. So we'll start with the detector. And we'll look at the oscilloscope. looks virtually spot on. Now we'll go through the front end. Put a bigger signal on for that. Remember, that's done with the spectrum analyzer on transmit. So let's see what we've got now for sine av. It's 1 microvolt for 12 dB. It is 0.9 for 10 dB, and if it'll do 20, yeah, it will, it's 3. Right. What does the service manual say it's supposed to do? So it's the same chassis as the 1001. So 3.5 watt radio. They want it to be less than 1,000 milliamps, we're well in, and they want receive to be they want it to be 1 microvolt for 10 dB as a worst case scenario, and we've got 0.9, so we're well in. Normally we can't read that because of the antenna dragging, so we're going to be doing these in the future. We're going to go to the trouble of taking the rod antennas out just to make sure we're absolutely spot on of the spot on. So I'm pleased about that. I'll probably put some I could do with some deleted nail polish. When I was at Nottingham Radio, Mrs. Smith, the co-owner, used to go and get us deleted nail polish. Right, so that's that done. I'll go and get a fiberglass brush off Mr. Chippy's bench, and we'll just go through these contacts. So this is the place to use the battery glue gun, which we were sent very kindly by a viewer. Just want to put just to seal, but nothing like what they'd done. Right, it's time to put the top lid on. Unplug that. Oh, there's no wire coming out of that one. So on the realistic you've got 2 screws in the bottom, and on these you've got 1. On the 1001 should I say. Right, power it up, backlight works, let's change the aerial from the test instruments, put the squelch on as well, always get them the wrong way around on these. Put 19 on, then it might burst into life. One on a Roger. Tango 21, Mr. Chippy, can you talk back to me on 31? Just in case he's anywhere in earshot of a radio. Yeah, Roger, thank you. That's all. I'm just testing this out on the bench.
Yep, Roger that.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah, we have the, as you all know, I think you all know, we've got that Fidelity 3000 connected to our tannoy system. So there's 20 odd speakers on the tannoy system, so it should be heard in whichever room people are in. Then you can just go back to a radio, and it should be in the room which has got the middle and bass in. So there we go. My realistic 1005, which I bought for £139.95 in 1983, and that's going on eBay. Thanks for watching.